All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So new rumors have come up about the ZTE ZMax Pro 2. Now, this is the ZTE ZMax Pro, the first version that they brought out. And no doubt, this is a phenomenal phone. Everybody has purchased it. Everything about it is just great. Fantastic. So these new rumors that come up, I'm really more concerned about the way the phone will look. Is ZTE going to change the design? So the clock speed on the new processor supposedly is going to be the Snapdragon 625, which is going to be great. And then also a new rumor I just found today. This might not be new to everyone, but it's new to me, maybe to some of my viewers. But they're going to move the camera from 13 to 15 megapixel camera, supposedly. That's kind of, I don't know if that's exactly the way that reads, but yeah. And then 2 gigs of RAM on board. Sticking with 2 gigs of RAM, it's kind of like, so, fast charging and, the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, those are important to me. So supposedly it's going to be available on Cricket and places like that, Metro. But you gotta know that T-Mobile's definitely probably going to sell it. And 7.1.1 Nougat should be on board at that point. But this is interesting because putting a 625 in here would have been a great idea from the beginning, of course, but everybody gets a second chance. And even this phone with the current processor is just fantastic, performs like a champ. And then upgrading it to 625 it's the way to go. I do, however, I want to see 3 gigs of RAM in here at least. I think that's got to be an industry standard for, mid-range, so to speak, because 2 gigs is enough. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with putting 3 gigs of RAM in the new version. So this phone already has 32 gigs onboard storage. If they were to up that to 64, I wonder how much they would sell it for. Like if they were, my ideal ZMax Pro 2 would be like this: Snapdragon 625, 3 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs onboard storage. Put a better sensor in here. Maybe drop this to a 12 megapixel and put a better sensor in here. And kind of give a little bit of tweak to the software. The software is already good. It's pretty much stock Android almost, the feel of it. But give us some different things for people that don't want to buy Nova Launcher and buy things, buy icon packs. Give us a little bit more options on board, and then you could sell the phone for $200 because it's selling for $179 full cost right now. You could sell it for $200 and guarantee there'll be some specials if there in fact is a ZMax Pro 2. There'll be some specials somewhere, especially with companies like Metro. Cricket owners really want this phone, and AT&T customers really want this phone. I know this by talking to a lot of them. They're like, man, I wish they had it for us. And it's a good buy. It's a good phone, and I really hope that when the ZMax Pro 2 does come out, they do spread the love. A lot of Verizon customers I spoke to said, man, if only that phone was on Verizon. This is a great affordable option. You don't need to mess with the screen, ZTE. This screen is by far one of the best that I've ever used on a smartphone. 6 inches, it's not, okay, it is a big phone. It is a big phone, but it's a comfortable phone because of the way it's built. It's got that Nexus 6 teardrop type, the smooth back, This design is good. I would say, I would go so far, Bumpy Cam, is to say, even change the material of this back cover right here. I'd be happy with that. I think that would be hot. Give it a more rubbery grip like the Blade V8 Pro, something along that line. It would be great. So what do you guys think? Is the ZMax Pro 2 a phone that you would actually purchase? Current ZMax owners, are you ready for an upgrade? What is it about the current model that you dislike? Is there anything about the current model that you just love? I know there's going to be people that say, I returned mine 5 times because I had to send back 5 units, because I see these comments in other videos already. Instead of complaining about what you had to do to your phone and you don't have it anymore, what do you want to see in your next phone? Because get over the fact that your original phone broke, because there's not a lot of people out there of all the phones that are sold that are reporting this phone is bad. So find a way to dig deep down and decide what is it that you want ZTE to do, and they'll listen to me. Sometimes when you just gripe and put down, they just overlook you. You got to be a little bit more positive and just tell them what you want in a positive way, and you might get it. So I'm hoping for 3 gigs of RAM, more internal storage, and maybe an updated design, upgrade the front camera and the rear camera. Don't just raise the megapixel count. Give it some good sensors, because you do have phones like the Moto Z Play and then the Moto G5 Plus that are just killing the game, and they're just a little bit more. They're like just $100 more or $40 more, $50 more. So you decide in the comments. It's your man Jay Will. What do you want to see in the next ZMax Pro 2, if in fact there is one out there? I'll see you in the next video. Take care.